day, everyone. Wherever you are watching from, you are welcome to Brainball's Learning Consult platform. I'm your regular host, Mr. Amaro. Today we'll be talking about conjugate of binomial surds. In our previous class we talked about rationalization of surds. So when it comes to division of surds, one thing we all have to note that we need to know the difference between the conjugate of binomial surds and rationalization of a single surd. Now, when your denominator of the surd is a single surd, for instance, when you have something like this, this is a single surd. You just rationalize. I've explained that previously, so do check out that video. Rationalize. This is much easier than the conjugate of binomial surd. Now, the idea is this: when your surd is in binomial form, meaning your surd is having the denominator of two different terms or two different values. For instance, maybe we talked about root 2 plus root 4, or no, let's say root 3. You can see that our surd is no longer mononomial, it's now binomial. And because it is binomial, it's having two terms, we have to take what is called the conjugate. And the idea of the conjugate is very important, especially when it comes to difference of square. And in difference of square, for the conjugate of binomial surd, difference of square roots is important. In fact, you have to know this. Back to your elementary quadratic equation, or back to your elementary quadratic expression, where you do the difference of square or the difference of square roots of an expression, such as this. For instance, root a squared minus b squared. You'll be told to factorize this, which is pretty easy. Of course, you will know that is a plus b, open bracket, a minus b. This is just a typical example of what we will do here. So you just follow the following examples. Example number 1, 5 plus root 3. So that will bring us to conjugate of binomial surd. Now, the conjugate of binomial surd is actually the opposite of that particular surd. And what it means to be the opposite is just the changing of the sign. Now, I will give you this example. For instance, a plus b. The conjugate of a plus b is actually a minus b. So, if you have a minus b, taking the conjugate is actually a plus b. So, the opposite is that sign. So, the opposites are going to multiply themselves. The opposite are going to multiply themselves. So, for instance, if we have this as our denominator, we're going to take the conjugate, which is a minus, right? You already know that this is a difference of square. Oh, that will be a squared minus b squared. I will explain now. So let's multiply out. We'll arrive at this. A times a will give us a squared. That will be ab plus ab minus what? B squared. This cancel this. You are having a squared minus what? B squared. So that brings us to this notion that the opposite of a binomial, a conjugal binomial is what, or a conjugate binomial, is this changing of the sign. So in conjugate binomial of the surd, what we do is that we'll use the opposite of that binomial expression to multiply itself, thereby cancelling out. Your final expression will be what? The difference of what? Square. So when I show you this example, you will understand better. There's no need for confusion. Like I do say, mathematics is just too easy. All you need to do is your concentration. Everything about STEM is just your concentration of how you solve problems. Now, with this, we are going to take the conjugate, which is, like I said, the opposite. You multiply with the opposite, which is 5 minus root what? 3. So let's multiply it, and we'll see that we will arrive at our answer. That will be 5 times 5, that will be 5 square, right? 5 times root 3, that will be minus 5 root 3. Yes, this will be plus 5 root 3. And that will be minus root 3 what? Square. This cancel this. Can you see that we are now arriving at 5 square minus root 3 square? So thereby showing you that this is what? Actually a difference of square. So that will be having that will be 5 square will be what? 25 minus what? 3 square. This cancel this, that will be what? 3. So our answer is what? 22. Simple, right? So with example 2, we will understand better. Root 6 half minus 3. So me, I won't bother now at this point to be explaining all this we did in the first example. We just apply the rule, and that's all. You agree with me that in difference of square, what I told you that when we have something like this, a plus b, a minus b, I told you that that will be a square minus what? B square. This is what we arrive at. This is what we arrive at. So just note that. Let it be a rule of thumb for you. So we're going to multiply as we conjugate. So of course that will be what? 2 root 6 plus root 3. So I'll just take the conjugate if I were you. That will be root 6, 2 root 6 square minus root 3 what? Square. That's what I will do. So that will be 4 times what? 6. If you don't know why it is 4 times 6, that's 2 square will give us 4 times root 6 square. The square will cancel the root, so we're having 6 minus this cancel, this will be having 3. So that will be 24 minus 3 will be having what? 21. So if you follow through this, you've been able to know how to take the conjugate of a surd and how to simplify them. I believe you've been blessed by this. Please do well to follow us on our socials at Brainboss Learning Consult. Like and share our videos. Till I come your way, I am Mr. Maro.